William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Football 100 by the athletic NFL staff, with additional contributions from Mike Sando and Dan Pompei. Read by Jamie Lincoln Smith. A note before we begin. Don't forget to download the accompanying enhancement PDF from your audiobook provider or go directly to www.harpercollins.com/pages/thefootball100. It contains appendices from the book. Testimonials. Bruce Smith. The feeling that you get playing the best of the best is a rush that's unexplainable. The two most important positions on a football team are the quarterback and the pass rusher. That's how you build a franchise. So if you got the ball in your hands, it doesn't matter if you're John Elway or a backup. It still goes down as one sack or one forced fumble. But there's more significance against the all-time greats. You crave it more. You have your favorite guys you want to get to. For me, it was Dan Marino. He was a legend even while we were still playing. He had the quickest release in the game and eyes in the back of his head. He could manipulate the pocket like nobody else, just to buy a second more time. As difficult as it was to get to him, particularly when Don Shula went out and drafted Richmond Webb 9th overall because they couldn't slow me down, it was exhilarating to go up against him. Marino was the least sacked quarterback, but I got him the most. I lined up on the right side, which meant I got to face a lot of fantastic offensive linemen on the blind side, but there was only one Anthony Munoz. I didn't go against him often, but Munoz was considered the best left tackle who ever played. Facing him was an opportunity to shine. You know that when you compete against guys like that, you appreciate the dedication, the consistency, all the adversity and injuries that had been overcome to reach that high level of play. I'm sure it felt the same for guys like Derek Thomas, using his instincts and timing to get off the ball and do exceptional things against opponents with incredible athletic ability. I can remember getting to Joe Montana several times, to the point he would look at me and say, "You again?" while I was getting off him. Or I would hear him cussing some of his offensive linemen. That's your job, to rattle the quarterback. Those are the memories you look back on and think, wow, that's pretty cool. This book is filled with stories from the trenches, the memories, reflections, and insights of the best to ever lace them up. While you're playing, things can be a blur, and you don't always do a great job of reflecting. You're living in the ups and the downs. But it's so fulfilling to be considered among so many other legends. That's a proud legacy I left behind for others to chase. Bruce Smith, Hall of Fame defensive end. Mike Ditka. Greatness has a lot to do with attitude, the will to play, the will to excel, and the will to do more than you are required to do in practice and in games. I've spent my life in football. I played the game for the love of the game. I loved it and played it hard. I asked no quarter, gave no quarter. What I had, you got. If it wasn't enough, I'm sorry, but I gave you what I had. That's what I asked of myself for 12 years as a player in the National Football League, and it's what I asked of others in 9 years as an assistant coach and 14 years as a head coach. That's what helped me and my teammates and players win 4 NFL championships. It's an honor to be included in lists like this, but I never want to assume I was better than anybody. I don't believe I was the greatest tight end. I think John Mackey was. He had more speed than me and was a little better receiver than me. I couldn't do all the things he could, and he couldn't do all the things I could, but we were probably two of the best in our time. A lot of people put me in a position to succeed. If the Steelers had drafted me, I would have been a linebacker. Instead, it was the Bears, and Coach George Halas said I was going to play tight end. He and his assistant, Luke Johnsos.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?